today in this video, I'm going to be telling you my experience on painting portraits every single day for 30 days straight. And the reason why I did this was to see how fast and how good I can get. And I can say at the end of this that I actually did learn a lot and actually got pretty good. So I'm going to show you the physical results, and also I experienced a lot mentally. So I want to share all of that in one video right here. So if you're thinking about doing a challenge like this, maybe it's like 1 week you want to try painting, or if you want to do the whole 30 days, or if you want to do like even more than I did, then I'll actually be very happy for you, and I definitely recommend it because it's something that will like really progress you in a very fast way. So I have all the pictures that I made over here, and also have like some photos over here of like my progression. And this is my wall. These are only some of them. Before you say, oh, that's not 30 pieces, I still have some more in my sketchbook, so don't worry, I completed the whole thing. But I want to start off with actually let me start off with like where I started. So this is the beginning, and then you see that here's where I progressed to like near the end of the 30 days. So you see that there's a clear development in like my skills and also my techniques, and I learned a lot mentally too. So I feel like the mental side is more important. So I want to start off with learning through the sensor that's in my head. So what this sensor is it's like that little perfectionist side of you, is that side of you that's trying to critique every single thing that you do, trying to be perfect. And if you make any sort of mistake, then it's like, oh, like I knew you were going to do that. So you need to learn. I learned how to deal with this sensor in my head. And if you're dealing with it right now, I'm telling you, everybody deals with this, especially if you're trying to get good at making art, or like trying to get good at some certain craft. This sensor in your head, the way how you deal with it is to just ignore it and just keep on pushing through it, even if it gets super loud. So I think of this like a volume notch, and each time that sensor talks to you and you listen to it and you like do what it says for you to do, like say that it says, oh, you should throw this away, just restart. Each time that you listen to it is like the volume is being cranked up one notch. So it's going to get to a point where you can't even focus anymore. That voice is going to take control of you. And I made a huge mistake of listening to this in like those early stages, those day ones, day fives, even up to like day 8. I was listening to this voice in my head, and I was not getting as much done, and like I was letting that voice get control of me, and it was tough for me because I was just super critical on myself. I already am a perfectionist, and this was just making it even worse. So it took me amount of time, and I was like, man, how can I deal with this? So I just thought to myself, what if I just like don't listen to this thing in my head and just keep on pushing through it no matter how bad it gets? And what I learned from that is that that volume notch like analogy, it actually starts cranking down all the way to the point where it's like mute. And you can also think of this in like terms of a house. So say that you have a house, and this is your mental state, right? And these little things that come into your head, like this sensor, you can either allow them to come into the house, or they can just stay outside of the house. So the one mistake that you shouldn't make is to allow these things to get into your house, and that's when you listen to them. Okay, when you listen to these things in your head, that's when they're gonna enter the house, and it's gonna be very hard for you to get them out of the house. So each time that you get this voice in your head saying, oh, just throw that stuff away, like, oh, this is not good, why are you even doing this, like you'll never be good, like you need to be perfect, why aren't you perfect? Just ignore that voice in your head and just keep on pushing through it. It doesn't matter. Just try to get to the finish line, and it doesn't matter how the picture looks at the end. It's gonna make you stronger if you get to the end of a bad picture than not finishing at all. And that's exactly what I've learned too. And there's this one photo that I actually want to show you an example of. It's this one right here. This was one of the earlier pictures that I made. This one. And it actually turned out to be a good picture at the end, but I'm telling you right now that I was struggling a lot during this photo. And it was especially with like getting the lighting and stuff, because I was experimenting. I was trying new techniques. I was trying to figure out what I really enjoy and like what my groove is. So I almost gave up during this. So I am actually really glad that I didn't give up, because if I did give up, then that voice and those parasites will be just infested. And then next time that I try to make something, it's going to be even harder. And I'm going to keep on getting these voices in my head saying like, oh, why are you even doing this? And then eventually it'll probably lead me to giving up this whole 30-day challenge. So the way how I dealt with this censor, just completely ignore it. Don't even listen to it and just try to get to the end. And then even if it doesn't end out good, use that as a lesson for you to propel into your next picture that you make. And that's what I used too. So it was like refueling me. I was learning that, okay, maybe I shouldn't create the picture this type of way. Maybe I shouldn't use the colors in this certain sequence. And I tried that with some more pictures too. So now I figured out a better technique to use. Now I use like different colors. I use a different method. And if you want to learn the method that I use, I do have it for free in the description down below. It's the 7-step portrait painting guide. That's like the best way that I found works for me with painting portraits. And if you're a beginner, you don't really know where to start, I would definitely recommend for you to check that out, because that's from experience too. Like I've tried different things and I've tried a lot of different methods that you see on the internet, but I created this one here because I feel like the other ones don't really break it down in a way that's easy for beginners to digest. So go check that out. And now this will also go into my next point over here. So now the next mental lesson that I learned is the flow state and the importance of your environment that you paint in. So every day I was painting in the same exact spot. I was listening to like the same playlist. I was doing it like around the same time of day. Like sometimes I like to paint in the morning for me to like be in a clear state of mind. Sometimes I like to paint in the afternoon, like near my bedtime. So it's just easy for me to wind down and just relax. So just keeping an environment that is the same, just keeping the same brushes, same paints, same things is going to really allow you to get into a mental state that can fall into flow easily, because your brain likes familiarity. It likes seeing the same things. It likes experiencing the same emotions, the same highs and lows, the same things over and over again, because that's going to allow you to really put 100% of your focus into what you're doing instead of it being diverted into different stuff because you don't really know what's going on. Your brain is always on alert. When you allow it to just be relaxed and just be in familiarity, you know what's going to happen, you know what's coming, then you're able to get into a flow state a lot easier. And that's what I've learned too. I use that to my advantage, and now I'm able to fall into the flow state super easily, and it makes the work go by a lot faster. And I'll be painting for like hours. I don't even paint for that long, honestly. So a lot of these pictures that you see, I created them in like an hour 30 minutes, and that's just because I was in my flow state. So you see that you get really fast and you get really good in a short amount of time. But if I'm not in this flow state, then it'll probably take me like double that amount of time, because I'm always dealing with like something new and I'm trying to like figure out my environment, trying to like get familiar with what I'm doing. But when you take all of that away, then you're able to get a lot of work done very quickly. So now that's another lesson that I've learned throughout this 30-day challenge. And the next thing that I learned too is to keep the same systems to get fast, good, and you change your systems if you want to learn something new too. So this also with that 7-step guide that I figured out with painting portraits, just keeping the same exact system like robotically, you're gonna get very fast and you're gonna get really good. From the beginning, the first time that you do it, you're not gonna be that fast and you're not gonna be that good at all, but that's expected. Once you start to develop like a routine and start to develop these habits, then you're gonna start to pick up on things very quickly. You're gonna learn faster. You're gonna say, okay, wait, maybe I can cut that out. Maybe I can add this in. And that's like, it works better for like me. It works better for the way how my mind works. It works better for my body. But if you want to learn something new, then you try a new system, probably see something online. You're like, okay, I like the way how this person is doing that. Let me try that and let me see if I can implement that into my own system that I'm doing right now. And that's how you learn new things. And then you eventually streamline your process, which is what I did in this 30-day challenge over here. So I also want to show you some of the pictures that I made. I'm going to show you my favorite ones and also ones that I like really enjoyed making. So this is one of my favorite ones that I made. I just saw this one online. I was like, okay, this is like a pretty cool one. I want to try that out. So this one actually came out really cool. It was like one of the earlier ones that I made, once I actually started to like get into that groove of my system that I created. And another one that I like is this one study. This is like pretty famous painting. I really like this one because it shows a lot of emotion in it. And I really like this picture because it's like Renaissance art, and I really love Renaissance art. It's like, it's super cool to me, and it's like just it's significant. It signifies like a really important period of like art history and like just history in general, because this is like a lot of developments were made, people really advancing their skills, and I really like that. So another one of my favorite ones that I made are these eye studies. You can see the detail that went into them. And I really wanted to focus on like lighting, the shadows. I wanted to focus on like different colors. I implemented a lot of different colors. And I also have videos that show you how I created these. And all of these photos over here, like I have a lot of videos that show you all of this stuff. But I also wanted to bring up some eyes that I painted before to show you the development that I experienced throughout this. And these are eyes that I made before this 30-day challenge. So you can see the difference. These were eyes that I made before, and I thought that these actually came out really good. Little did I know that like 2 months later, I'll be creating stuff like this. Like this is night and day difference. But this is just to show you that you don't have any ceiling to your potential. And I really just love seeing how far I can go. I love pushing myself. That's the reason why I do these 30-day challenges. That's the reason why I do challenges in general, because it really forces you to just be in this tunnel where you're only focused on your personal growth. You're only focused on like how far you can get. And by the end of that 30-day challenge, you look back and you're like, wow, like I made such a difference in all the skills and like even just the person you are. Like you're killing that old version of yourself and you're creating a new like persona, you're creating a new identity. And I just love that stuff because I just love developing every single thing in my life. And that's the reason why I really enjoy doing art, because it's something that I can put all of my all into and get like something in return, you know? Like I really invest a lot emotionally, physically, just everything into the pictures that I make. And I feel like it's life too, because when I show this stuff to people too, it just brings me more life, because they really get inspired, they really get motivated, they really get like a lot of, they just see me, and it says something that words cannot. And people will see this stuff and they actually start doing things for themselves too. They're like, wow, you really inspired me. I really love the stuff that you're doing. And I think that there's no better thing than that too. So if that's something that you want to do, then it's possible. Just keep on pushing yourself, find new ways that you can develop, because there's no ceiling to the limit that you can reach. And I feel like even at this point that I'm at right now, all of these pictures right here, I look at it, I'm like, man, I can do way better. I want to create way bigger pictures than this. And this is just like practice for me. I don't want to see this as like the end goal. This is only the starting place for me too. And I also have some more pictures over here. I see ones like this. I want to create even bigger pictures. I want to create things that are more realistic. I want to create things that are better. And it's all from the love that I have for this stuff that I do. If you don't really love it and you don't really enjoy the process, then you're not going to be able to push yourself to the limits that you can reach. So that's what I want to share. And those are the things that I've learned throughout this 30-day challenge. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I also want you to still check out that 7-step guide in the description down below, because I'm going to be launching an art coaching. I'm going to be helping you guys with all the difficulties that you have, because I feel like if you have somebody who's like a few steps ahead of you, somebody that's learned through like their own personal experiences, then they can help you out too, because everybody has a different journey. And I feel like you need to learn these things to really make this process a lot shorter, because I've been painting for years and it took me a lot of time to learn the stuff that I did right now. And I wish that I could talk to that younger version of me, just give him some advice, give him some game, put him on like this art game, really let him know what's up with it, so I could get to the point of making these pictures faster. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and if you want to learn ways how you can perfect your proportions, check out the video on the screen right now, and I'll see you all over there. Peace.